Welcome back to our lesson. Our subtopic today is magnetizing a magnetic material. Objectives. By the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to, number 1, explain methods of magnetism. Number 2, answer questions involving the methods of magnetism. Magnetization of a magnetic material. This is the process of making a magnet from a magnetic material. There are 4 methods of magnetizing a material. Number 1, we have reduction. Number 2, we have stroking. Number 3, we have hammering. And number 4, we have electrical method. So we begin with the first method, which is reduction. We are going to watch a demonstration from Cool Science Experiment and Clothes.
Hey everybody, it is Danielle from Cool Science Experiments headquarters. For the experiment for today, we are going to take some paper clips and we're going to get them to stick together to form a chain.
How does that work?
That's a great question and I'm going to show you. So let's get started. Like I mentioned, for the experiment for today, we are going to take some paper clips and we're going to get them to stick together to form a chain. But as you can see, that doesn't happen naturally. Now let's see what happens when we add a magnet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the magnet like this, and I'm going to have my daughter add a paperclip to it. And now that there's one on there, we're going to have her add another one, very slowly and carefully at the bottom. Now you see there's 2, they're stuck together. So now we're going to add a third. Again, really, really carefully. And a 4th. As you can see, adding the magnet allowed us to have the paper clips stick together to form a chain. Let's see what happens if we move the magnet away. So can you tell me, how are we able to use a magnet?
Now the pins will fall after a while because the magnetism attained is temporary.
Okay.
So analysis of the experiment. The figure below shows a process of magnetizing a magnetic material. So we are going to study diagrams. This is diagram A and diagram B. Now in diagram A, as you can see, if a south pole is attached to a pin, the end that is attached to the magnet is north. This is because from the law of the cycle of magnetism, like poles repel while unlike poles attract. Like now a north and south, they are attracting. The process will proceed to continue just as you can see. This is a south, this is a north pole, this is a south, this is a north pole. The whole process will continue until magnetism is reduced in these other pins. Now we have our diagram B. You have a south and north magnet. Pins are attached to it, and when a north pole is brought close to the pin, you can observe what is happening. So we go to questions. Question number 1. What is the name of the method shown above? Yes, it is true that it is induction method. Very correct. Next question. State the observations made. Yeah, the answers. The first pin gets attracted to the magnet and the other pins get attracted to the first pin to form a chain. The pins are seen to move away from each other in part B. When a north pole is brought near their ends, the pins move further away from each other. Explain your observations in 2 above. This is the correct explanation. Magnetism is reduced in the first pin. This enables it to attract another pin, which then attracts others and the process continues. Part 2. The ends of the pin attracted to the magnet acquire polarity opposite to the pole of the magnet used. Therefore, the pins acquire north pole at the lower end, thus repelling, making pins to move away from each other. Part 3. When a north pole is brought close, The force of repulsion increases as pins move further away from each other. That's the correct explanation, learner. Next question we have, what observation will be made if the first pin is detached from the magnet? Now, as I explained earlier that the magnetism acquired is temporary, therefore you expect that the pins will fall. That's the very correct answer, that the lower pins will fall. Next question, you are going to explain the observation above. Learner, you have the explanation already, and the answer is the magnetism of the pins is temporary and exists only as long as the pins are attached to the magnet. Now that marks the end of our magnetization through induction method. Goodbye.